Hi, you guys. How are you guys? First, I want to say thank you so much for all of you guys that are listening, all of you guys that continue to follow and check in with us, and all of you guys that support the ministry and just the movement of God that He's doing through me and everything like that. I just want to say thank you to you guys and let you guys know that I love you so much. So we are back for part two. And if you didn't listen to part one yet, or if you didn't catch anything from last time, you should just watch them all together, okay? Again, I have my spiritual daughter here. She's gonna speak to you guys, introduce herself.
Hi everyone. Hi everyone. My name is Leanda and I am a daughter of Prophetess Brittany and I'm so grateful to be here. I'm so happy to be here.
Yes,
Amen.
amen. I am excited and happy to be here as well. So, where do you want
Amen.
to start?
Yes, just like you mentioned, if anybody hasn't tuned into last time, um it was a powerful session. It was a powerful um time in the presence of God and just speaking about mom's testimony. Um Today, we're continuing on. So if there's a bit of confusion, you can just go back to that episode. We last time we had spoken about healing the inner child and healing the girl child, but for the most part, we want to go back to your testimony and sharing it because when you share the testimony, you know how the Lord just led us to the explanation of the emotions that you were feeling and also the mental space that you are at and how you were navigating that
Yes.
headspace. So the
Yes.
last time you were at your aunt's apartment, I believe, um, or it was a hotel space. I'm not quite
Yeah.
sure fully. Yes,
It
and
was
there
a
was a man. Yes, there was your friend who had gone with your aunt to a different space, and there was another man who was there who was calling you to the car and you were about to start that story. So could you fill us in on your headspace at that moment, and how it led to you just going to downstairs and going to that man's car?
okay. Yeah. So we were at the it was at the dice house where they
Yes.
shoot. Yes, where they shoot dice and stuff
Yeah.
like that. And
Mm.
my headspace at that moment, honestly, I was just attracted to him, and I was
Right.
just thinking about how he could help me because he looked like he had money. He looked like,
Mm-hmm.
like he was older, so I knew that
Mm-hmm.
he would be able to help me, like, have a car, take care of me. Like, that's what I was just thinking, like, and I liked him, so I figured
Sorry for cutting you, Mom. Well, how old were you at this moment? If you
I
can
was
recall.
16.
Right. Okay.
So
Okay.
I was like, well, I guess he could, like, I don't know, be my boyfriend. That's what I thought was gonna happen. I didn't know
Okay.
what was gonna happen in that moment, but I was
Yeah.
just thinking like he would be something that can help me, I guess, right now in my
Mm-hmm.
situation. Someone that can help me. And
Mm-hmm.
so when he told me to come outside, I was like, oh, okay, sure.
Mm-hmm.
So we went outside and I got in his car. I wasn't thinking nothing of it. I was just, going outside. My aunt was in the room. He asked me to come outside and talk to him. So I'm like, well, what's gonna hurt me to talk to him? So I went
Mm.
out there and I'm sitting in the car talking to him. And then he just starts talking to me a little bit. And then he's like, give me head.
Oh my goodness.
And I'm like, excuse me? And for those of you that don't know, head is oral sex. I'm just, I'm a little
Mm.
transparent here. Sorry.
Oh,
And
disclaimer. I think I'm gonna put a disclaimer. I think we should put a disclaimer in front.
Disclaimer, very
No,
transparent.
that there's
This is
going
a
to
very
be, yeah,
transparent
it's
testimony.
triggering. Just ensure that if it's triggering any of the language, or we mom is quite clean in her language, but if there's anything that she might mention in her testimony that will be triggering, please be mindful of that. But I'm sorry, mom. Continue,
Oh,
mom.
no problem, no problem, no problem. So, yeah, I'm very clean in my language. You guys don't have to worry about any of
Yes,
that. But I know some things
100%.
could be triggering.
Yes, 100%. Yeah. Yeah.
Excuse me. So just hear me in the spirit, you guys. Hear me in the spirit.
No. Amen.
So yeah, he's like, give me oral. And I'm like, what? So I'm looking at him like, oh, he can't be serious. And he takes
Mm.
his hand and puts it on my head and puts it in between his legs. And he's very strong. Very strong. So at that moment, I was like, what did I just get myself into? Like, why did I get in the car with him? Why did I like him? What transpired there?
What just happened?
And oh, that there after that moment, so he
Hmm.
puts my head down and then he just makes me stay there for a little bit and then he pulls my head like he literally had my hair in my head, like, and I was like, no, stop, like I don't want to do it, like I don't even know how, like he didn't care.
Mm.
So he pulled my head off of him and then he was like I'll call you later. You're going with me. I'm like, call me later and going with you.
What?
I'm not going with you. I'm not going with you. What are you talking about? He was like, you're my B word now.
Right.
And I'm like, oh, I got chills. Jesus. Whew. And I'm like, no, I'm not. Like, what? Like, I still don't even know him. I still don't even
Wow.
know him. So then I go back in the house and my aunt is still doing whatever she's doing. So I sit and I wait
Mm.
on her to come out and then we leave. And I told her what happened. She's like, oh, don't worry about him. He just, he's just whoever. Don't worry about him. This is
He
not
just
normal.
manhandled you. Yeah.
Literally. So then I was back over to that place again with my aunt with him being
Mm.
there or whatnot, which,
Mm.
is where I was. And I seen him again and I didn't say anything to him. I was like, I'm not talking to him. I didn't say nothing to him. I'm not talking to him. I don't want to say nothing to him. I'm not talking to him. Like, I don't want to see him. So I went to the back room and he came in there like, what you doing? Not talking to you. I wish I had the guts at that time to say that, y'all.
Right.
And I'm like, nothing. I could just feel the control. Now I know that he was literally controlled by a demon and by a spirit. As I get
Mm.
deeper into this conversation, you will see. But now I know that he was controlled by demons and by spirit, by spirits
Yeah.
now. But then I didn't know. So the way that he was, and because he did what he did, I was so scared of him. Let me tell you, the
Yeah.
fear that he carried, the demon that he carried was so
Jesus.
scary.
Lord.
Like it gave me so much fear. Like
Mm.
like I was scared of him instantly. First of all, the fact that you did that to me and you did that and you felt so comfortable, and then to come back where you knew I would be at and just ask me like what I'm doing, like nothing happened, like you are in control, is
Yep.
scary. So he knew I was vulnerable. He already knew what he was doing when he was doing it.
Yeah.
So he comes and I'm like, nothing. Because when I seen him getting out of his car, I ran to the room like, oh, I don't want to talk about him. I don't want to talk to him. I don't want to see him. Like, like I went to the back. And I'm literally can see this whole vision in front of me. I'm sorry. I'm just like, this is crazy. So he comes to the back room. And he's like, what are you doing? I'm like, nothing, nothing, like nothing. And then I was like, I don't want to do anything. He was like, you don't want to what?
Hi, Bo.
Was like, you belong to me, like you're mine, like slapped me up and everything, like slapped me, Yeah, he started putting his hands on me. So at this point, I'm like, oh my God, like, this is crazy. So then he's like, you're going with me.
What the
So he
heck?
goes and listen, he goes and tells my aunt, she's going with me. For some reason, everybody where I'm from was scared of him.
That is.
It wasn't really him, it's really the demon in him. So
Mm,
I'm like, and I'm not saying anything because I'm so scared and I'm so in shock. Like, I'm just like, I don't even know what to
right,
say. I don't even know what to do. So then he
right.
takes me with him for a little bit. He just drives around. He doesn't do nothing to me or anything. And then he brings me back. And then when he brings me back, I was telling my aunt, like, he crazy for real. Like, he's
No, for
crazy for real.
real.
And he was like, you know, and wait, God just dropped something in my spirit that I forgot about.
Mm,
So when he started the first day that he seen me, and he was talking to me in the place before he asked me to come to the car, he was flirting with
right.
me as if he was looking for a girlfriend. That's why I felt the way I felt, like, oh, maybe he'll become a
Yes.
boyfriend, maybe he'll be
Okay.
this or that. I had that feeling with him instantly because the way he was flirting and talking
Just
to me.
flirting.
So it was
Mm,
really just vulnerability, like looking for a dad, looking for love, looking for a mother, like just really wanting that love. It was just a slip of vulnerability. So
mm,
so fast forward. So then he brings me back. Now when he brings me back this time, I'm talking to my aunt, telling her what's going on. She's like, oh, he crazy, that's just him and whatnot. So I'm like, no, I don't think you're paying attention to the sense of this. But that's because when you're a prostitute, you're brainwashed.
right.
And I'm not saying that my aunt was a prostitute that was brainwashed, but she believed in the game and pimps so much that
That
that's all she
behavior,
knew.
was, it's normal. Like,
Yeah,
it's
it's
not,
normal. Oh, he's just, it's
it's just
okay.
the way that he is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So then I'm like, okay, I gotta get away from him because dude is crazy. Like he's crazy. So then I had to go back. Remember, as we talked about in part one, I had to go back and hustle, do what I had to do in the
Yeah.
area that I
Mm-hmm.
was in. So he hangs out in this area too.
Oh,
So now, if you want to know how I felt in this moment, I felt like, okay, like this is really like about to happen. Like I'm about to be stuck with him. But I really wasn't thinking that deep to the extent like I'm about to be stuck with
you
him.
were. Okay,
So
so you, at that moment, did you recognize that, like, or, well, right now, do you recognize that this way of him doing and saying the things that he was saying and being so controlling was sort of programming you into
to
starting
thinking
to
that, go ahead. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Sorry. Go ahead.
believing that you actually belonged to him, that
And
now
I
you all
didn't
of a
have a
sudden
say
seeing him.
so. And I didn't have a
Yeah,
choice. Yes, it programs me into thinking, girl, you are smart, daughter. I'm serious. Like, I wish people could really think about this when we talk about human trafficking, sex trafficking, pimping, gorilla pimps,
yeah,
prostitution. We have to really think of the programming of the bondage. So it's not just
yeah.
the chains of the bondage that you're stuck in that you got to break out of. But I was just telling my friend who's a minister when one of the girls got saved, yay, a week or so ago, I was seeing a vision of her leaving, right?
Mm,
And hey, I seen this ahead of time. And when I was seeing the vision of her leaving and I was seeing the different things and reason and why, I was trying to
mm,
tell him in the beginning, I said, hey, I was giving him knowledge of counsel, of how
yeah,
you have to counsel. For instance, my lifestyle coaching and counsel business is not just a regular life coach counselor. No, I am used through the power of God strictly for people that have been through traumatic experiences, whether it be gang violence, domestic violence, homicide,
yeah,
sex trafficking, anything of the streets, because I know how the mind gets programmed, because that's where I came from. So
Mm,
I was trying to tell him that. He's like, oh, well, she already passed that. She's passed this. She's been delivered. She got baptized. She's passed this. Passed this. I said, no, 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 no,
no,
no, no, no, no. You have to be
no.
unprogrammed.
Right.
When I
Oh,
say
that's
unprogrammed, you need someone that can pour into you, that understands, that's been on that side, that gets the
mm,
programming, because it can't just take a regular therapist or a regular
oh,
counselor or a regular girls' night out or a regular talk. Like, you really need someone to help you unprogram the mindset of that. Because do you see how
mindset.
quick that transpired? Within two
Yes,
days, he had my
yes.
mind programmed that I have to listen to him or he will beat me up or kill me or I have no choice in front of someone I call my aunt. Eh? So in
100%.
2 days, my mind was, I was already so scared that I was already programmed to what he wanted. Hey,
And it sheds a light also on the fact that it can happen anywhere. You could be in a place where this like in a place where you are seemingly comfortable and you're under the supervision of a quote unquote elder or something, and somebody who is in that lifestyle can come, probably they're friends with the person, and they find a way to put you in a corner and manipulate your mind.
yes, and it was straight manipulation. And as I go on, you will see the manipulation unravel. It was definitely manipulation, like all the way
Mm,
manipulation, like full on straight manipulation and manipulation upon my age and everything. So
mm,
we go back to the area. Oh, were you done?
yes, no, I'm listening. Mm,
So we go back to the area.
mm,
I go back over there to hustle and do things I need to do. And I see him. And I'm like, oh my gosh, like I gotta run. So my first instinct was to run. So you remember the guy in part one we talked about that was over in the hotels hustling and he let me stay with him. He's taking care of me a little bit. And then we had to take a break because my aunt and them found out and all this stuff. So do you remember that, right?
mm,
So we go back. So I go back to him to go try to get some comfort and run in there because I seen the guy. I'm like, oh my God, I need to hide here. I need to hide here, you know. And he's like, who you hiding from? And I told him, and he was like, oh, he was like, dude is crazy. And I'm like,
mm,
yeah, I know. Like, I just met him. I
mm,
found out the hard way. I know. So I hid from him, and there he came banging on the guy's door, like banging on the door, looking for me, like trying to beat me up. So by this time, my aunt, my dad's sister, found out that this was happening over there. I don't know who told her or what, how it transpired. Somebody must have seen me or heard. I don't know.
right.
But she found out and she caught him at the club away from the area that we were. And she went up to him,
Okay.
tried to fight him, and so I was like, "Leave my niece alone. She's a young teenager. Leave her alone and leave her alone." And he was going back and forth with her like she didn't even exist. Like she didn't care about me.
Wow.
Oh, he was so bold. When I say bold, the boldest demon I ever seen. So so at this time, I'm hearing my aunt, went and did this with him and whatever. He comes back to retaliate. He comes back now, like your aunt and him coming to me, bothering me about you. And then I'm thinking they should be, and I'm just standing here like,
He's harassing you at this point. Like he's
yes,
straight up.
yes, 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 yes. So he comes over banging on the guy's door. Dude is gets scared of him because he's like, I don't want nothing to do with this. Like, you need to go back where you were. So he puts me out. So now I'm like, oh my God, like I'm about to be like put out. I'm like, okay, well, please wait till he leaves. Don't put me out. Just wait till he leaves. Wait till he leaves. Because he was banging on the door, like banging on the door. I'm like, just wait till he leaves. Wait till he leaves. Just wait till he's good and gone. And then I will go. So remember, I was at the other house with my play uncle's house where I would hustle at with all the other guys, right? So I was like, just give me
Right.
time. When he leaves, I'm gonna run over that way.
Exactly. Yep.
So then there was a guy that I met over there. There was a couple guys there was one guy that I met over there, and then he had someone that was a user that would drive him around and do stuff for him. So I met both of them. So I ended up seeing him as I was on my way to the house. I'm like, oh my God, like he won't stop, and he knew who he was. I'm not gonna say the name, but he knew.
Right.
People from my hometown, if they hear this, they're gonna know. So um it was that bad. Like
Yeah.
everybody knew that he was beating me up. Like it was that bad. But anyways, so I see the guy that I know, and I see him, and I'm like, hey, like, can I go with you? Like, I'm scared, like so and so, he keeps bothering me, like he won't leave me alone, like blah blah blah. And he was like, okay, come in my house, come in my house, come in my house. You can stay in my house, come and stay in my house. And I was like, oh my God, Lord, like I was praying he didn't want sex for me, but I needed somewhere to go.
Yeah.
So I go in there and he liked me, but he didn't bother me. He didn't really bother me. If I wanted him to
Mm.
touch me, he would have, but he didn't bother me. And this dude comes banging on his house.
How did he
Oh,
find you?
I'm telling you, it's like he had a tracker in my nose or something. Like he came, and when I say he was banging all around the apartment, like all around the apartment for hours, to where the landlord said the next day, called the guy, my friend or whatever, and said, "Hey, like we heard you had some like a disturbance over there. Like I'm gonna have to put you out if you don't get the disturbance under order." Like he was like, "Let her out, make her come out, tell the B to come outside, let her out." And he was like, "She's not here." He was like, "I know she in there." We just laying there, sleeping in the bed, like going to sleep, like laying down. He's going crazy. I'm like, oh my God, he's gonna kill me. Like he's gonna get in here and beat me up. Like he's gonna kill me. Like, oh my God, he was so insecure. He was so jealous. It was just insane. So I'm like, oh my God, this is crazy. So the next morning, Bach, rest in peace, Bach. So Bach was the user. And
Yeah.
oh, I loved him. He was the sweetest old man. So he drove us around and stuff. So Bach went and got the next day. The guy called him like, "Hey, so and so's bothering her. We gotta sneak her out. Check the area before you pull up, and then we're gonna go get to her some food, some clothes." I needed stuff. Like I needed to.
Yeah.
I'm on the run still a runaway with nothing. Like you're doing all of this, and I can't even go anywhere. I can't get no food. I can't do nothing over here. So then Bot comes to get us on the corner. He searched the area, the perimeter, said it was fine. So I was able to run, get the car. I was so scared. Daughter, when I tell you I was scared, I said I was scared, looking over my shoulder, scared. Like I didn't make a move without looking for him
Hmm.
first. So then we
Whoa.
get in the car and we're going, running around, handling business or whatnot, and, whatever. And the day was fine, the time went by or whatever. I'm like, oh, it's calm, it's quiet. So I went back over S's house. I'm gonna call him S. I went back over his house
Hmm.
again, and that night again, to like, to rest again. And I was fine. He didn't bother that night, so he didn't come over there and nothing like that. But S was like, look, you got to do something, because like you can't just keep, like, we got to figure something out for you.
We can't run. Yeah.
And he was the older guy. I
So
loved him. He's really cool. He was a really good person to me. He looked
I
out for
have
me
a
for a while. I
question.
stayed with him for like a week or two, like just stayed in his house hiding. They would sneak me out for food or clothes or, womanly things I needed. But
Hmm.
he would just bring stuff to me. I was literally just in the house so scared. And then like when he would leave during the day, I'd be like, I'm gonna go with you because I didn't want to be alone because I was
So,
so scared.
Mom, the idea of police calling the
Oh,
police,
please.
reporting this
Hey,
man,
hey,
what
please.
exactly, like, was there any law enforcement when it
No,
comes to
no, 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 no. So for one, the amount of fear that gets into you in that place of vulnerability and in that type of situation, you're not gonna want to do it. And for two, you have to respect the codes of the street. So
right?
with me already being in the streets and hustling and already in that vicinity, I am now putting myself subject to this. So if I decide to go tell on you or do something, I could get killed. I think it's
You,
bad now, it could get
whoa.
worse. So I had to respect the codes of the street at the same time, being scared to tell anyway. So even if it wasn't about the codes of the street at the time, I still was too scared to do anything because he was scaring the life out of me. Like I didn't think that even the police could save me because when I tell you everybody was scared of him, it was like he just popped up wherever I was. Like it was crazy. So then um he was calling me, he was texting me, he was like, I love you, you're my B, and you can't be in this area hustling or doing nothing without me. And if I
What?
see you again, I'm gonna beat you up every time I see you, no matter where you are, even at the store. Like, he was
What?
serious. So I'm like, oh my God. He was like, I love you. Like, please come back to me, talk to me, come to me. Like, he was really like thinking he my man. Like, he just like made me his woman at 16. So I'm like, oh my God. He was like, I know where you at. Like, he was paying people drugs to find me. It was bad. Okay. So then,
Wow.
yes, that's how he showed up where I was at the guys, because he paid Aisha, I'll never forget, he paid her $250 in drugs to come find me. She told that he did. Everybody was telling her he did. He was paying everybody. So um now so I leave from there after a week or so, and I go over to my uncle's place. I'm like, okay, maybe it's clear for a little bit. It's quiet, you know. I'm able to walk around freely. I'm not really like, I'm thinking, okay, well, maybe I have to take a chance. I can't just stay in this man's house every day, you know? So
Right.
I go, leave from there, and I go over to the house where my uncle was. And there was this other guy over there, this light skinned dude. We're going to call him Z. And he was cute or whatever, but I really didn't care. I just was trying to go be with
Mm.
somebody, go get me a man that can tab my back and like defend me.
Yes,
So
in this situation, yes.
yeah, so now I'm looking for somebody to defend me. So I'm like, I need to go get me a man so I can have someone to defend me. Do you see the programming of this?
Right.
The mind, like the bondage, the instant bondage, like to where now I have to go find somebody else to get somebody else to try to get you off of me, because my dad is in jail at this time. We'll talk about that on
Ooh.
one of the parts. But my dad is in jail. My mom is not really looking for me, as we said. So, I mean, what is it,
Mm.
So um I start messing with the guy. I'm like, I want to be your girl. Like, so I start riding around with him. I start hanging out with him. I actually got introduced to him when I came back that time. So when I left the guy's house, I went over to my uncle's spot. And when I got over there, I got introduced to him, and he liked me. He started trying to talk to me and stuff like that. And he had a white girl with him, but I didn't really too much even think about it. Like, is he a pimp? I didn't cross my mind. I'm just like, whatever. And he was like, oh no, she's just my friend. She helped me out. So I was like, oh, okay.
Right.
Still not really, clicking for me. I didn't know anything like that at that time. I just knew hustling. I didn't know that lifestyle. So I
The
didn't know
part
what
of,
to look
yeah.
for. I didn't know what to look for, what that would look like. None of that. So then I went over to my uncle's spot. I'm still there. So as I'm there, the guy starts talking to me. So after a couple days when we being there, the guy's coming over there. He's talking to me. He's like giving me his number. He's forming like a bond with me, taking me out with him, going places. Like, so now we kind of have
Right.
like a rapport.
It's like you're dating. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. As I'm thinking, I guess, right? So
Right.
then, as
Right.
yes, so then I find out, like, and remind you, the guy that's doing these things to me, he hasn't been around. It's been quiet. So I'm thinking, okay, I'm good. Like, he gave up. Like, he's leaving me alone. Like,
Oh my
whatever.
God.
So I'm over here in this house every day over here and just being around here. I don't really have nowhere to go. I'm going with the guy here and there. So then I find out that the white girl, is his prostitute and he's a pimp. Oh, Jesus.
Oh.
So I'm like, man, I should have known. Like, So now I'm talking to him or whatever. So by this time, now I'm uninterested in him, but I'm already sitting here at the place with him. We're both in the same house. We're going to be in the same house because he comes over here to hustle. So whatever. So I'm just kind of like, oh, interested in him. So I'm really sitting on the couch. So I'm just disappointed. It's crazy because I'm literally picturing the trap house. Like, I can see the couches. I can see the place I'm sitting, the way for where he was sitting. Like, this is it's like so visual to me. So
Mm.
then the guy comes in and he was like, "What you doing over here?" And I'm looking around. He said, "Didn't I tell you can't be over here without me? Didn't I tell you can't do nothing over here without me?" And I'm like, I'm just quiet
What?
because I don't know what to say. So remind you, I'm still the other dude's girl, even though I found out what he did, I had just found out. We didn't break up or that. We just,
Wait. This
you
is
know,
Legion. We're gonna call the
live,
man that's crazy Legion. The
live,
crazy man.
yeah,
We'll
yeah,
call him Legion.
yeah.
So Legion
So,
is walking in the trap house right now.
yes. And let me just about to blow you because I'm just so for real. If my cousin, I wish my cousin wasn't so known because if I could bring him on here with him being disguised, the things that he will tell you he's seen me go through will blow you. Like there's things I probably don't even remember because so much happened. But this right here, they was over here this day. So the guy
Right.
comes in and he's like, and he's like, what you doing over here? You know, blah, blah, blah. And then, hey, this man, and I'm like, I'm with him. And he was like, with him, he said, hey, this is my beam. And the dude looked at him and he said, I said what he said. I said what I said, basically. In other words, like he looked at him like, what are you going to do? I said what I said. Like, she's mine. I don't care what she's saying. She's mine. She don't have a choice. And then I'm like, so I'm sitting there like,
Wow.
so by this time, my cousin, which I didn't know he's my cousin, as we know at the time, but my cousin and then my other, he's married to my aunt. He was over there hustling. They outside in the front, so they don't even see. It's just us in here right now in this house. So I'm looking like, okay, who
Mm,
about to hit the first punch? Because like it's about to get crazy.
mm,
Like I can feel
mm.
it. It's so crazy that I can even smile about this now because I was smiling then. So,
It was
um,
not
yeah.
a
So
matter of laughter.
let me tell you. And so I'm looking like sitting in the middle of them. So then he tells me, he like, get up, go in the bathroom now, get up and go in the bathroom. I mean, the fear I had in me for this man. Like, do you know how long it took me to get over
What?
this? Let me tell you. So, and he's the reason, I'm gonna just throw this in there before I finish this. He's the reason why I hated men before God really freed me. And I said I never
Mm,
would think that I would get a man again. Like because that was just it was just too much. So he's like, yeah, get up, go in the bathroom. So I go in the bathroom. He gets me in the bathroom. He starts beating me up. When I say beating me up, like beating me up. So by this time, I think either Z went out and told about Legion. Is that what you call him?
Legion.
Yeah. So I guess you have made a name. So I guess Z must have told about Legion. So, Legion, I guess. So I guess he must have told or said something or they came in because they could start running in and they came in and they beat up the door. He's
Stop.
like, no, this is my B. This is my B. No, no, I own her. This is my, can't nobody tell me what to do with her. So everybody's trying to get him to come out of the bathroom and get off me, like, leave me alone. They come, they're like, man, you can't be doing that over here. They're like, don't come over here doing that, man. Don't come over here with that. Leave her
Mm,
alone. Like, leave her alone. Like, let
wow.
her go. Leave her alone. So he left. They ran him out of there and left. I'm there all bloody, beat up. No.
Oh my
So, but
gosh.
mind you, at this time I'm staying over there because now, dude, done punked you. How you done let him come in here and punk you and beat me up? He threatened to beat him up and everything and beat me up. Like told him, like,
Wow.
dude, chill out, I'll beat you up. Like he was literally in that much control and he had that much fear upon whoever he thought he was.
Everybody he met.
Hey, hey.
The man that
So
was supposed to be the one that was supposed to protect you, he just
let me go. Scared. Yes. He literally took me out his hands. Literally put his hand behind my back, like put his hand behind my back and said, get up and go in the bathroom. Walked me towards the bathroom with his hand on my back, like go in the bathroom. In front of him. And told him like shut up because I beat you up. Like she going with me,
that
she
is
mine.
wow.
So at this time, oh my body is hot. Oh Jesus Lord. So I can't believe we were talking about this. This is so deep. This is crazy. So then So I go in the bathroom. All this happens. I get beat up or whatever. I come out. As I come out, they're driving him to leave. That's the only reason what made him stop because my cousin and the other guy, like I call him uncle. They not my uncle that owns the house, my aunt's husband. So they come in and they're like,
Mm.
"No, you need to quit, get away from her, leave her alone, man. Like, come on, we don't do this." They're like, "Woman." So that's what gets him to leave out of the vicinity. So he leaves. So he leaves. I'm over here alone by myself. Again, just whatever. So then they leave and they go do what they got to do, and they tell me to stay and do be in business.
Right.
So I stay. I'm scared. Remind you, I just got beat up. I'm scared because
Mm.
if he's that bold, you don't care about nobody.
Mm.
Like, like you don't even care. So I'm like, they done left me in here by myself. Like, what am I gonna do? So he comes over there while they're gone, and he just sits there. He's like, "You thought that you could just choose up with somebody else?" So at this point, choose up. Well, choose up. If nobody knows, the term of choose up is when you choose a pimp. So what happens is when you choose a pimp, you're
Wow,
choosing.
you don't even know you're
Hey,
in this.
hey, girl, choose up means hey, yeah, don't know him at all, and nothing that's going on, nothing. So choose up for you guys that don't know is you choose a pimp, like you willingly choose this pimp to be your daddy, quote unquote, and you
Right.
pay him a fee to pimp you. So they have what is
Right.
called a choosing fee. And you give them the choosing fee. It could be 20,000, 30,000, 100,000, whatever they say the fee is, 5,000, 2,000, 1,000, whatever they say the choosing fee is. You have to give them that fee to be in their stable. And if you don't have the fee when you meet them, they will allow you to go make the fee on top of whatever else you need to make as your quota before you can come in at night.
Yo,
So that's what a choosing means. I never did that.
you.
So so he said, you think that you could just go choose up on another dude? I said,
Hey.
I'm looking like dude is really psycho. And I'm like, and he just sitting on the couch, like calm, sitting on the couch at the across from me. I'm sitting there like quinged up because I'm scared. Nobody else is here. He done came over here. I'm like, oh my God. I done opened the door because I'm thinking it was like a user. It's him. You know how that went. So he comes in, he sits down. I'm just all quinged up in the corner. He sits down. He's like, "You thought you could do that? I told you can't do nothing over here without me. Come on, get your stuff. Let's go." So
What?
I'm like, I can't just leave. I have people's stuff. Like I can't just leave. I can't just leave. So I call my cousin, like, he's trying to make me go. So my cousin and them come get their stuff. And they are seeing it happen, but it ain't nothing they could do because the way that he's doing it is so like they don't even want to be in it at this time. My cousin wasn't over there a lot as much as my aunt's husband was.
Right.
And at this
Thank
point, it's like
you.
they don't know what's going on. They don't know how this started. I never got to talk to them. So much has transpired and happened that
In a
they
short
probably just
span of
thinking like
time.
he just being abusive to her. It's just domestic violence. But no, he is not my man. He
That
never was
is
formally my man. He
so.
acted in
This
the
man
beginning as if that's what he
claimed.
wanted to be in my vulnerable state to get me to come to the car with him, be comfortable with him. But he never wanted me as his girl.
So this man basically he claimed you and made sure that everyone around in the neighborhood knew that you belong to that man. And so everyone is walking around with the notion that you guys are somewhat together or have some form of agreement, but you have absolutely no idea that this
This is
man
gonna
is
turn out
trying
like
to
this.
take you and pimp you.
Yep. So he's like, "Come with me." I get the stuff. I go. It's crazy. I get my stuff. I go. We go to the Margate Inn, which is on Broadway in Wichita. It's on North Broadway. We go to the Margate Inn. We're over there. And he's like, you're going to stay here. This is where you're going to stay. This is where you're going to be. He was like, I'm going to bring a trick to you and you're going to have sex and you're going to give me the money. And I said, I don't even know how to have sex. I don't know if you forgot. I'm 16. I don't know how to have sex. I wasn't properly taught how to have sex. Like, I wasn't out here running around having sex. I'm a runaway for a reason. And he was like, don't worry, I'm going to teach you. So then he's like, sit right here, I'll be back. So he goes
What?
downstairs to, yeah. So then he goes downstairs to meet this girl. This girl, there's these girls that's from where I'm from that knew that he was beating up on me. They knew that he was doing what he was doing to me. And they thought it was funny, like like he messing with me and he, it was trying to be cute and there was nothing cute about any of it. But so he went downstairs to go talk to her, had her come there, brought her upstairs. I'm sitting there on the bed looking like a lost soul. Him and her sitting over there flirting, having a whole conversation, laying up. Hey, the disrespect.
Oh my
I'm like,
gosh.
wow, like really?
They
Mm.
they went
So
and did the deed in front of you?
no, they didn't do it, but they were just like, cuddling and talking and
Okay, okay.
everything. Like it was okay. He was like, come on, let's join, let's have a threesome. I said no, I'm not doing that.
Mom, I'm trying to understand what is going on through your mind. Are you thinking of running away? Are you think like what is going on through your mind? So this man leaves you in the room. He is leaving you in the room. What is your thought process? He leaves you there and you're like alone.
Well,
You're by yourself for that
when he left me, I looked out
15,
the
10 minutes.
window to see where he went because I
Okay.
wanted to see like what is he doing, where is he going, what is he, So I
Okay.
looked at the window and I seen the girl. So the girl will be considered a square at this point. So basically, a girl that's not paying him, he's not beating up on, he's not pimping out, like just a regular girl.
Right.
So when I seen her, I'm like, is that? I know her, So I'm like, is that? Like he better not be bringing her up here and embarrass me in front of her. Like I was so embarrassed. And yeah, go ahead.
Yes. So no, it's okay. You could like I'm thinking, well, okay, he's going downstairs. He's going to get this person for those 10, 15 minutes, 5 minutes. Like, okay, you're looking out the window. Like the only thing you're thinking about that you don't want this man to embarrass you. You're not even you already. It's like you've accepted that.
Yeah, I already accepted in the process the fact that I can't get away from him. No matter where I'm at, what I'm doing, he's gonna
Wow.
find me and he's gonna beat me up. So at that point, no, I wasn't thinking about getting away. I didn't think that I could anymore. Everywhere that I went, no matter who I went with, quote unquote, chose up with, as he said, no matter where I went, what I did, he was going to find me and beat me up. It gets deeper. I'm telling you.
Tell
So
us.
I had already
Liberate us.
processed and accepted the fact that I can't get away. Like I'm not going nowhere. Like he said, I'm your daddy, B. Yeah, like I already accepted that I wasn't going anywhere. So when he comes back with the
Yeah.
girl and I don't want to have a threesome, he tells the girl, he was like, hey, okay, you leave. He was like, I'm gonna walk you down. I'm about to beat her up.
Oh my
So I got chills. This is so deep. So then he goes downstairs, takes her back, comes back, beats me up, gets mad at me, goes through this whole thing with me or whatever. And I'm like, dude, like, I'm just like in my head, I'm like, I can't believe this dude. Like, so he's beating me up, I'm crying and stuff. So then he leaves and goes wherever he goes. I didn't try to leave the room. I was so scared. It was like, where can I run? I don't have nowhere to go. I don't have nowhere to run. I'm not going home to my mom. She's not even looking for me. So I was so hurt by that. Like you said, I buried it. I had already started burying that. So
God.
it's like, I don't even like my aunt is mad at me. She done got into it with him. I didn't listen to her when she was trying to get me the first time from the guy. So I can't go over
Mm,
there, like what am I gonna do? So by this time, my other brother, see,
wow.
he finds out and he comes around. He's not my brother, but he's my brother, in the street. Still to this day. So he goes out. If he got on here and talk, listen. I have people that can really tell you how this happened. Like they visually seen all of this. Like they were seeing what I was going through, me hiding, me running, like trying to help me. It's deep. It's deep. Like this dude
Sure.
was like, I don't know who he was to where this demon had this much control to make this. He was just controlled by a demon.
That's crazy. It
So
was legions
yeah,
of
yes,
demons. Oh, it was a
yes,
lot of.
yes, yes, yes. So true. Yes. So then he leaves, and I'm not thinking of leaving or anything because I'm so scared because I don't have nowhere to go. Like, where am I gonna go? Like, I don't have nobody. I don't have nothing. I can't go nowhere but sit here. So then he comes back, and he makes me pop a pill. I had never done drugs in my life. This is the first and the last time
Oh,
I ever did anything that was a drug outside of weed. He made me pop a pill because he said, you need to stay up all night because you about to go outside and work. I'm about to go do what? I ain't even never seen. Whoa, wait, what? I don't even know how to. He was like, don't worry. I'm going to teach you and I'm going to bring somebody to you and we'll go from there. So there was this Mexican running around there, D, running around there. And I guess he found out that he has some money. So we're sitting there. We come back after he gives me the pill. I go walk outside to get something to drink, walk to the store, give me a drink, come back. Like I'm feeling woozy because and there I met a couple over there and I still know her. She still follows me on Snapchat. She loves me. Her boyfriend was beating her up too. It was just crazy over there. So me and her was trying to like help each other, figure out how we could get away. It was so much. Anyway, that's another time.
oh
So
my word.
so I'm talking to her like he just made me pop a pill. I'm stuck awake, like I can't sleep. I don't like the feeling it's making me feel, And she was just like, it's okay, like, and we couldn't talk too much because both of the dudes was crazy. So we just talked whenever we could. So then I went back up, and then he laid down and was trying to teach me how to have sex at 16.
Mm.
So he's teaching me how to, and I don't like it at all. Like I'm so disgusted the fact that he's making me do this. I'm disgusted at the fact that I'm stuck. I'm disgusted at the fact that I have even a penis in my mouth and I don't even like ill. Like I was just I was not intrigued. I was not satisfied. I was not happy. It was not cool. It was not a thing to
Mm.
do. No, it was completely disgusting and disappointing and saddening. So,
Mm.
after this, that's when he was like, "You need to go outside and walk around." So he went outside. He would follow me. He would come up on me with bikes. Who you talking to? What are you doing? Like so insecure. He was so insecure and like jealous. That's why he really beat me up. It was like the insecurities in him wouldn't allow me. Like he didn't feel he had control if he couldn't beat me up. And
Yeah.
he had control because I was vulnerable and I was a runaway and he scared me to death. But in his mind, he
Yeah.
needed more control. Like he needed all the control he could have over me. It was so bad that people would tease him like, dang, you didn't want to over there and have sex with that young girl and went crazy. Like people we know mutually to this day was teasing him, saying that you sick, bro. Like they was telling him, like
No,
you don't want to
for
have sex with this
real.
young girl and I went crazy over her. Now you about to kill her. Like they were telling him that. Like it was bad. So then, after that day, he left, and then
How old is Legion at this point? Do you know how old he is?
I
Or
think
if
he was
you
in his 30s, mid 30s, maybe. Yeah,
Yes.
legit. So, this is so crazy. Like, I thank you, Lord.
God is good.
So, he really is. After that, we had that room. So then, I got away from him for a split second. I can't remember what transpired. I'm just kind of jumping around because I can't. It's
Mm.
like a lot. I can't remember what
Yes.
transpired, but I got away from him for a second. When I got away from him, we had a rapport with the auto motel with the owner. We had a rapport. Well, he had a rapport, I should say, because it wasn't me. He had a rapport, and then I had a rapport on my own. Just them seeing me a lot, hustling over there. but he had a rapport like
Mm-hmm.
he was feeding them, you know? So
Right.
I went to the hotel and I was like, hey, I need a room. And, you know, he's beating me up. He won't stop. He won't leave me alone. Like, I need a room. Like, I need to be hidden and I don't need the room.
Hello? Hello? Mhm. Mom? Okay. Hello?
Oh, did you go out and
Hello?
come back in? Did you go out and come
Hello?
back in?
Nope, I didn't.
Hey.
I didn't.
Oh, I don't
Something
know what just
happened.
happened. I hope that it got everything. I hope, but okay.
It was recording.
So, okay, good. Whew, Jesus.
Do
So
you want to
I'm
say
telling them
something?
like, you know, okay, like turn it off and turn it back on. Hold on.
Yes. Something in me is just like, I'm scared it's gonna. I'm scared.